you're not actually depressed. You're just not making art. It really is that simple, I promise, okay? Now, before we get into that, let me tell you a bit about who I am. My name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are and helping them express who they truly are. And so that's why I'm so passionate about bridging the worlds of art, philosophy, mysticism, and intersexual dynamics. I post about that here on YouTube, and I go more in depth, and I have like advanced courses and teachings over in our school program, Masters of Alchemy. So if you trust me enough to take your journey to the next level, come join us on that, all right? You're not actually depressed. You're just not making art, bro. I promise it's really this simple, all right? Now let me tell you my story. So, it's February 24th, 2012. I'm 8 years old. It's Saturday. My best friend Samir, he's coming over to hang out. And we're going to fuck around, we're gonna play with our toys, we're gonna watch Phineas and Ferb, we're gonna laugh. It's gonna be lit, right? Now, on this day, I grabbed my grandfather's laptop. We were watching some YouTube videos. And after we finished watching a video, we're like, yo, should we make a video? And we thought about it for a little bit, but we're like, yo, let's fucking make a video, bro. And so I kid you not, we hit record. We set up my grandfather's laptop. We had that bitch propped up on my couch, that 360p webcam. And we started recording a video called The Fantastic Push. Elite YouTube content, alright? Oh man. That day, I made that video. I made 3 more videos called Dumb Monkey 1, Dumb Monkey 2, Dumb Monkey 3. And then I made a 5th video. I forgot what it was. After that day, February 24th, 2012, I knew all I wanted to be was a YouTuber. That's it. That's it. All I wanted to do was make fucking videos and put them on the internet. Right? I'd seen like Minecraft YouTubers that I'd loved. I'd seen the FaZe guys, right? All these gamers like fucking rich off Wi-Fi money, off internet money, right? Off YouTube bread, right? Right? And I'm like, yo, what? Why would I do anything except make YouTube videos and get rich off this shit? What are we talking about? And so ever since I was 8 years old, that's been my sole fucking desire. My sole desire to be a YouTuber. And so I started getting into the lab. Now, it was pretty funny. I actually made this channel on like my mom's email address, but I didn't have access to it. I think my mom changed her password or some shit. And so I lost access to that old channel, right? So I had to make a new channel. I actually made like my first ever email address, lied about my age, of course. I think I was like 33 when I was like 8. Oh, shit. Shout out to all the ones who have ever lied about their age. AKA everyone. Oh, shit. That was comedy, bro. So I make this new channel. And I started posting videos about like Power Rangers, about like making stuff out of paper swords, Power Rangers morphers. And I kid you not, 3 weeks into making these videos, I had a video do 20k views. 20k. It was a video called How to Make a Samurai Morpher. Paper, in parentheses. Right? I didn't have any like fucking mechanics or anything to build like an actual samurai morpher. Though I wish I could. Oh man, I was obsessed with Power Rangers as a kid, bro. That video did 20k views, bro. After that video, I never had a video that ever did like even 5 digits. The highest was 9k. I'd had like a few videos, like I probably had like 10 to 20 videos on that channel that did like 1, 3, 5k in that range. And then I had others that did, you know, like a couple hundred. I got up to like 100 subscribers on that channel. But after like 2 years, when I was like 10 years old, going into 5th grade, I just felt so insecure. You know what I mean? I felt so insecure that I wasn't growing more, that I wasn't making more subs. I felt so insecure that like I couldn't get the views that I previously did. I had numbers go into my head. I had everything go into my head at this point, honestly. Like, this was a point in my life where a lot of insecurity started developing. I had relationships with my mom, my dad, my grandmother develop where I felt like I couldn't really express and be as vulnerable with them, and so I started kind of like isolating and closing off to them. My two best friends from elementary school, how I would like draw comics with, they both left. So I told you guys about Samir. Samir was one of them. After 5th grade, Samir had gotten into this like program where he was able to go to a boarding school, which was fucking sick, and I was hyped for him, right? That was awesome. After 4th grade, my other best friend Jamar, he had actually moved to South Jersey. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. That's like central, North Jersey though. Central Jersey doesn't exist. So I'm from Newark, New Jersey, or I'm from North Jersey. And my boy Jamar, he left to South Jersey. My boy S, eventually he went to boarding school, which was in Pennsylvania. And so I was solo. And I didn't have my boys who I loved drawing with and making comics with. And I felt like I wasn't a good enough artist and a good enough drawer. And so I stopped making comics, stopped making YouTube videos. I stopped really, you know, like being open with my parents. Shit, I even stopped dancing. I started getting super insecure about, you know, like the more popular guys, you know, the athletes and the cooler guys who were in my grade. I was always kind of like a middle totem pole kind of guy. I was never bullied or picked on. I was always kind of like cool with the guys who were like, you know, the jocks, the high status guys. I just didn't actually like them. They were cool. Like, I mean, I was cool with them, but like they were cool with me, but I didn't really fuck with a lot of them like that. Only a couple of them I actually liked. And those two are like my boys who I love more than anything now, right? The rest of them, get those bozos out of here. But those guys, you know, they were like dancers and stuff like that. I would see them dancing. I'd see them doing stuff. I'd see them talking to the pretty girls that I wanted to. I was too insecure because my 2nd grade girlfriend when I was 8, she broke up with me through our mutual friend. So fucked up. And she never told me why, which planted like a seed of insecurity in me. And so that developed. I just had so much insecurity, so many facets of like, I can't be who I want to be come into my life when I was like 10 years old, right? And so I just started making YouTube videos. I stopped really making art. I stopped drawing. I stopped making comics. I stopped dancing. I stopped making videos. I stopped. And then eventually, like 6th grade, I got PlayStation 4, Black Ops 3. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. I was just playing video games, baby. Just playing video games. Art. I'd had times where I wanted to make like gaming content, right? I tried making like Black Ops 3 videos, Fortnite videos, but I never was consistent. Why? Well, let me give you this first key lesson. Creativity is an expression of the self, of who you are. Thing is, I was insecure about who I was. I didn't like who I was. And so it's like, well, why would I express that? Why would I make comics that show my art skills, that tell my internal, you know, through the dialogue, if I don't want to see those things? Why would I dance if I don't want to see my dance move, if I'm embarrassed that other people would judge me? Why would I make YouTube videos if I think I'm not good enough to get what I want? What's the point of that? I mean, it's like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, shit, I understand that logic. I won't say I like it, but I understand that, right? And so from 10 through 20 years old, I basically just didn't make YouTube videos. Now, before I turned 20, in December of 2023, I'd had like a 3-week stint of daily uploads. Actually, I think it was like a 4-week stint. Yeah. I think it was like 3.5-ish or something like that. Where I uploaded from like December 7th. My birthday's on December 30th. And then I think I stopped uploading like January 2nd or 3rd. That's when I lost momentum. At that point, I still had like pretty bad mental health. I was still going through a lot of things. I still had a lot of insecurities. I still had a lot of things internally that I wasn't willing to address. And so they were still blocking my creativity. If you want to learn more about creativity blocks, come join us over in Masters of Alchemy. I made an entire guide to this, an entire course. It's called Block to Boundless. It's a creativity course. I also have another guide in there. You get it for the exact same price. When you join Masters of Alchemy, it's a one-time purchase and you get everything that I currently have in there and that I'm making in the future in there. So, I mean, I think it's a steal. But basically, I have that Block to Boundless course for your actual creativity. That's like the mindsets behind your creativity blocks. But I also have a Mental Alchemy 101 guide, and that gives you practical action steps. Like, it took me like 40 hours to write that guide, to put it in order, to think about the action steps, to actually give you the steps and the tools to go within, to unblock these things inside of you, to shift your paradigms, to reframe your narratives, to tell yourself a different story. I walk you through that in Mental Alchemy 101, and I give you all of the mindsets and all the things you need to block to boundless. So if you really want to take your journey to the next level, if you're really serious about unblocking your creativity, come join us over in Masters of Alchemy. But basically, when I realized last year that I was still blocked, I was still holding on to things that were, getting in the way of my creativity. This was around like March of 2024, so March of last year. I started realizing this, and I was like, damn, man, like, am I gonna keep holding myself back from having what I want? You know what I mean? And in the moment, I still did, until April, when I had this kind of like epiphany. I was actually over there at the bench, and I was kind of like circling around it. I kind of just had this aha moment where I was like, Jaden, I think the reason, and by I think I mean I know, the reason that you keep struggling, the reason you keep like falling into these patterns, these cycles, is because you're trying to do it all alone. This was before I came to esotericism and mysticism. This is before I really had this connection with God. I've always been like, I grew up Christian. I'm a Christian mystic now, but I'd always had that connection to God, but it just never was extremely apparent, and like I relied on God, and like I was like really surrendered into God, and I was always looking to God for guidance like I do now. But when I got to this place in April where I was like, oh shit, I've been trying to do it alone. I've been trying to do it without God. And it's never going to work that way, because the things I'm trying to do are too hard. I need God's strength, God's guidance, God's wisdom. I need it. And once I was able to like humble myself and really accept that and open myself up to God, that's when things really started changing for me. It was a conversation I had with my grandmother when I called her up. And I told her about a lot of the things that had become like a dam. In my Block to Boundless course, I have this analogy of like, basically your creativity is a river, and it should be constantly flowing. But there are some fat ass dams that are blocking that flow, that stream. And so if you don't chip those dams away, if you don't get the fucking dam out of the way, if you don't chip it through introspection, through contemplation, going within yourself, and then you don't eventually do like the big like whoosh and let it go by having that like big moment of like forgiveness and release. I don't know how that may look for you, but for me in that moment with my grandmother, it looked like having a conversation with her, telling her about it and forgiving her in that moment, right? And having her, tell me about who she is and about her story and about her life. And the crazy part is, as the things she told me, I already knew, right? Like my grandmother, her mother is super cold. And so like, I understand my grandmother's coldness, right? It's not like my grandmother's like a mean person or anything. She's just not very affectionate. She's pretty masculine as well. And that was tough for me growing up, because there would be points where I'd want to come to her and be vulnerable, but she'd give me some bullshit like boys don't cry or suck it up or some shit. And that programmed me into being like, oh, okay, well, fuck it then. you know what I mean? It was that conversation that really did the work for me. And after that, after I was able to actually overcome those blocks, right? And there have been more that I've had to release over time, right? And this journey of like unblocking and healing, like this is a constant process, guys. It's a constant journey. But when I was able to do that, I got to this place where I was finally able to not stop myself. And so last year, after this conversation, this was around like mid-May of last year, from May 15th through August 24th, I uploaded every single day on YouTube, 101 days straight. I grew from 69 to 1K subs on my old channel in that time. I made like my first $1,700 online selling 9 coaching clients. I even attracted my ex-wife. She literally found me on YouTube. All because I got out of my own way and then I just started making art. Here's the thing that I've learned ever since I started this journey of being a creator. Because there have been times where I've fallen off, where I've been in ruts, where I haven't been, creating consistently, right? Every time I stop creating, like when I go a few days or even like a week plus without like recording a video or writing or having a conversation with somebody where I feel like I'm really giving my gift, where I go that extended period of time, I literally just feel depressed. I just feel like shit. I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of had one of these like ruts for the past week. I've just been all over the place trying to figure out like what the fuck to do in my life. In terms of like making money, but also in terms of like business, and in terms of art and creativity, and in terms of like pursuing other pursuits like chess and streaming and stuff like that. It's like there's so many things I want to do, and I'm trying to figure it out. And it's hard. And that's why I'm so much more passionate even now about this channel, the Mystical Polymath, because I know there's so many more of us who feel the exact same way, who have multiple interests, who have that heart for God, who want to show up, but you don't know how. You're just so lost. It's just so much, and it's so difficult, and it's like, fuck, I get it, bro. But what I've learned over the last year is that the moment you just make stuff, it's like, bro, you're just gonna feel great. I kid you not, like I told you, I hadn't really made a video in like maybe like 2 weeks at this point, honestly. I hadn't recorded in like maybe a week and a half or so. I just recorded a video that was like an hour long, like literally right before this. I finished that and then I hit record on this video. Right? Before that, I felt pretty bad. 2 minutes into recording that video, I felt amazing. 30 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, this is love, this is life. Oh. That's it. When I stopped making art at 10, that's when I really started getting depressed. Before then, I just loved life. I was full of life. Now in middle school, I didn't actually know I was depressed. I was unaware. I was too busy playing fucking video games. But in high school, shit started hitting like the fan too much, right? I had so many girl problems. I had this anxiety. My freshman year of high school, my parents were in a custody battle over me, and that had me super anxious. It was crazy, bro. And so I had this like anxiety-induced depression in high school, but I didn't realize that like the depression had kind of always been there ever since I was like 10. Because I wasn't making art. I stopped really going outside, honestly. And since I wasn't being me, I wasn't connecting with nature, I wasn't connecting with myself, I wasn't being outside, being present. Since I wasn't making art, making things, helping people, since I wasn't doing those things, I wasn't being myself. I wasn't expressing myself. This is very important. I heard this quote on Instagram I saw this quote on Instagram, I read it last year, and it stuck with me ever since. This might have been 2 years ago, actually. This might have been 2023 I saw this. It said, remember, artists, the opposite of depression is not joy, it's expression. So create, create, create. It's the soul's medicine. And I can't tell you how much of a true statement that last phrase is. It's the soul's medicine. Because it truly is. I told you guys about all those insecurities that I had earlier. From my 8-year-old, my second grade girlfriend breaking up with me, even though she never told me why, to me not getting enough views on my YouTube videos, to me feeling insecure about, the cool guys dancing better than me in my school, to me not feeling like I could really be myself with my parents, my family, not feeling like I could be open and vulnerable with them. I had so many things I was struggling with around that age that I took with me throughout my teens. But when I was 19, right before my 20th birthday, like I decided, I was like, bro, I refuse to take this bullshit into my 20s, bro. Honestly, I refuse. And ever since May of last year, when I really became a creator with my 101 day stints of daily uploads, and ever since then, sometimes it's been daily uploads, sometimes it's been like daily newsletters or daily journaling, or it's been audio podcasts or whatever. I've been creating, right? Ever since then, I haven't been depressed, bro. Now I've had my ruts, I've had my times. But if I go back and I look at those periods, I can see that it's like I only felt that way because I wasn't actually expressing myself. I wasn't having that conversation I should have had. I wasn't making the art I should have had. I should have made. I wasn't taking the action in business I should have taken. I wasn't doing the things that I know I should have done. But once I was expressing, that was countering the depression. And that was healing me. That was healing my soul. I can't tell you how much like giving of myself to my art and my philosophy, like my teachings, my stories, has given back to me over this last year. I haven't seen like a lot of the physical results quite yet. Like I told you guys, I saw some of them last year, but it's not like right now I'm not making, I have zero income from like online, like my online business right now. That's okay. Because I understand that it's like those things are the latter rewards. Those are the rewards that come on the back end. But the front end rewards are the healing and the fulfillment that you can experience right fucking now. And so it's like, bro, I'm not telling you to make art because I just think it's like fun and shit. Yeah, making art's fucking sick. It's fun. It is. And you should want to do it. But like, I'm telling you to do this because it's actually going to help you. Like, bro, showing up and recording or writing or making fucking audio podcasts, giving of myself to something greater than myself, it's given me so much back. I've gotten so much reassurance in who I am as an artist, as a philosopher, as a teacher, as a guide. I've gotten so much, I've gotten just so many people tell me how much I've impacted them. I've had a dozen students and clients tell me like, holy shit, Jaden, like the stuff you've done has changed my life. It's like, holy fuck, that's crazy. It's like, for me, that's more than enough. You know what I mean? Like, I already have more than enough. I'm already operating from abundance. And because I have that internally, I'm not worried about what the external is showing me. I'm not worried about getting 1 million views or making all the money in the world right now. I'm worried about showing up and giving my gift. Because at the end of the day, like, it makes me feel good. And it reaches the people that I know it was meant to reach. And that's what matters to me. I want to feel good about my life. You don't feel good about your life right now. That's why you clicked on this fucking video. And so here's the tactic that I'm going to give you so that you can start. It's actually pretty simple. Just make stuff. LOL. I want you to pick one thing to focus on and literally do it every day. So like I told you guys, last year, for me, from May through August, I was doing daily YouTube videos. I had a time back in 2023 where I was like journaling every day. I had a time this year where I was journaling every day. I had a time towards the end of 2024 where I was writing daily newsletters. I had a time also towards the end of 2044 where I was vlogging every day. You see what I'm saying? I've had times where I was like, I've had like a few, maybe like a month or two where I was like just on the lab on this bitch, like basically every fucking day, like making audio podcasts. Just trying shit, just in the lab, bro. Just making stuff. Just make stuff, bro. Just make stuff. Every day. I promise you, you're gonna feel better, bro. Because as you express, you're countering the depression. Pretty simple, alright? So please make art. Please. If you're not gonna do it for you, do it for the guy who's been yelling at you for the past 25 minutes. Even though I haven't really been yelling at you. I mean, I'm a pretty decent bitch. Oh well. Like I said earlier, my name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many people as possible live their most freedom. To help as many artists as possible. I'm not here for everyone. I'm here for the artists. To help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are, helping them express who they truly are. So if that mission resonates with you, join us over here on YouTube. And if you're ready to take your journey to the next level, come join us over in our program over on Masters of Alchemy. You can also reach me on Instagram if you have any questions, or if you want to talk to me one-to-one, you can fill out a form to book a paid consultation with me as well. Do it today, be better for it tomorrow, stay devoted, stay inspired.